Hi, and welcome to All Things Cozy with Matt.
And Gillian.
We are a bi weekly podcast about everything that is warm, soft, and comforting. This week, we're jingling all the way to our sixth cozy gift guide, and it's the earliest we've ever slid our 10 recs underneath the Christmas tree. The magic of the season is shining even brighter this year as we travel to Claus Central, a holiday store owned by cozy friend of the show, Corey Black Knudsen. Before we reveal our list, Corey will give us a behind the scenes look into creating a business built on seasonal cheer and share some of her favorite festive creations. Welcome to the podcast, Corey.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are so excited to have somebody here who makes the gifts we love. So thank you so much for joining us today so we can dive into that gift giving cheer.
Yeah, and Corey, we have a lot to unwrap with you. But first, let's give listeners a primer on who you are and your work. And that starts, of course, with your love of Christmas. As you shared with us, your mom is lovingly nicknamed Mama Elf. If I have to steal that from my mom, she'll hate it, but I'm sure your mom loves it. And she appreciates the holiday so much that her retirement party was a second Christmas, which is also so adorable. And that's the perfect inspiration for creating new and vintage theme prints for Christmas holiday decor, which is the basis of your Etsy shop, Claus Central. Launched in 2019 as an accompaniment to your Bohemian Lark store, it sells one of a kind holiday prints for, but not limited to, pennants, mugs, totes, and pillows. Your creative designs have brought cheer to so many folks that you've developed long term customer pen pals and are often busy creating custom designs. So, on the topic of your holiday designs, where do you draw inspiration for them? Because they are so unique, one of a kind, and they're obviously exceptionally cozy.
I get inspiration from all over the place, actually, but my main love is vintage and nostalgic looks. Like I'm always trying to create something that you can feel when you look at. You feel like the coziness of something or that Christmas magic that comes around. I was trying to add little details to my designs to bring focus into it. I tend to do a lot of statement pillows and statement designs, and that's what comes most naturally to me. And then I also will do Christmas plaids and things like that. I'm just inspired by so many different aesthetics and decades, along with textures and the playfulness of the season as well.
That really shines through, especially with your Claus Central store, the playfulness of it. There's also a wide variety of colors. I saw a pillow recently that's a bright pink, and that's fun. So it's a whole variety, like you were saying. And your other store, Bohemian Lark, I was looking at the Halloween pillows. I know you do more than pillows, but there's one pillow I have my eye on. I forgot the name of it, but I think it's maybe one of your top featured or best sellers. Has a very beautiful moon dripping with stars.
Yeah.
So there's a lot
Yeah.
of mood in your work, which sometimes we miss with how commercialized the holiday decor has gotten, where it's just, sorry to use my potty mouth, but pooping out decor items. So that's why your store is so special. And I want to bring you on because there is so much personality that I think our listeners will appreciate.
Oh, I love that so much. Thank you. Thank you. It really, truly is a labor of love. And I never thought that I would be doing it. So I'm thankful every single day for being able to do it.
What comes through too with all the different varieties of styles that you offer in your shop, you have a lot of different styles of decor going on. But imagine someone who they're not quite sure what their holiday decor aesthetic is. They're not sure if they're a rustic person. They don't know if they're going to go vintage or if they're going to go mod. What recommendations do you have for someone who's trying to find their holiday decor aesthetic?
I would recommend going back to your favorite holiday memories and mix that with your kind of natural home aesthetic. The wonderful thing about the holidays is that it gives us freedom to really go for it. I personally am not a sparkly person at all. I don't love glitter in my home or anything like that. But at Christmas, I go crazy with it because I love it on my tree. I love the extra sparkle and the shine that it brings. So I think really grab what speaks to your mind the most. It doesn't have to make sense.
I love that. Follow your heart when it comes to holiday decor. The rest will follow. But you also said a couple of things that resonate with me. The first being think about your childhood and pull in those pieces that evoke that because a lot of times our most salient holiday memories are from childhood.
Right.
And bringing those in can make it feel more like the holiday for you, right? The holiday that you grew up seeing and feeling. I find myself being drawn to lots of like vintage blow molds, light up Santas and snowmen. And typically they have that kind of 90s aesthetic or maybe a little before, the kind of things that our grandparents might have had. And, as a kid, you don't know what decade it's from. You don't like, oh, that's from 1960, but it's just there in their house. And so you start gravitating towards that. And I do love that you have pennants because tapestries and hangings for the holidays are such an underrated decoration because they really do warm a wall. I know that sounds absurd, but they can really warm up a wall space and make a room so special just by replacing a poster that you might typically have up and replacing it with a pennant or a tapestry. Really adds a lot of warmth around the holidays. So I love that too. And then also, I like what you said about matching your aesthetic in your home as well. Like, clearly, if
Mhm.
you like it enough to live with it year round, it might inform some of the decorations you pick up around the holidays.
Absolutely. And thank you about the pendants. I have fallen in love with designing those. And when I actually got my first sample, I really fell in love with the ease of them as well. And they just add a perfect little pop of holiday cheer and they're easy up, easy down. And who has all the extra time to spend hours and hours decorating anymore? I mean, it just helps in that fashion.
And they're easy to store too. They fold up very easily. And that's definitely something that's important. As someone who needs to curb my holiday spending of decor items at this point, it's paper or fabric or it's not coming into the house. I have a ban on ceramics, as listeners know. So I
Nope.
love that it's something we can actually store more easily.
Yeah, I try and stick to the rule I made for myself where if you didn't want to pass this down to someone as an heirloom, I can't get it anymore.
I love that rule. I'm
Oh,
gonna I'm gonna live by
yeah.
that moving forward.
That's a very cozy rule because I have no impulse control. I'll go wild if left unattended, but wow, the heirloom is such a cozy concept. The holidays are really about family, and that's really sweet to think about because you don't want to be passing down. And no shade or judgment anyone who's I don't know passing down
Look,
thanks
I'm over here
cat.
passing down Beanie Babies, so I'm already at the ground level, so I'm sure you're doing better than me, listener.
I'll be passing on my Christmas cats, not the real ones, the holiday cats I have. But speaking of family and heirlooms, what I find really special about chatting with you, my grandma had a Christmas store on Sanibel Island. It's a physical location. And it was really special going through the store when I was little. I was just mesmerized by it, especially that Christmas existed in a time outside of winter. It was just shocking to me and in a
Yeah.
tropical place. So it was just really fun to get lost in the aisles of it and whatnot. But it was a lot of work. And I know for you as well, it's a ton of work. And I'm sure you can give us some details into that. But I bet there's other folks who see the work that you do and are thinking to themselves, wow, I would love to do something like that. What a joyful business. How fun. So, what advice do you have for those folks? Because obviously, it's not all fun and cheer. And I imagine a lot goes into it.
Right? Business advice, I would say to make sure that you keep some focus on keeping your business as a business because it's such a cheerful thing you're putting out to the world. It's easy to get wrapped up in aesthetics and just spend all of your time designing. And I made that mistake my first few years with Claus Central, and I've learned to rein things in a little bit. And then personally, if you're running a business like this, as we head into the fourth quarter of the year, I'm focusing on my personal prioritization of holiday joy and cheer. I am making lists ahead of time this year to be able to, in the few spare moments that I get during the holiday season, really have things ready to be as cozy as possible. Those are my two little nuggets of advice for a business owner.
That's super important because it's so easy to forget when you do something that you have a passion for and that you love, that
Yeah.
there's the business side of it to make sure that you're nurturing not just the designer and the creative side, but also that
Yeah.
those designs can get in front of people's eyeballs and that people can engage with your marketplace and your store. So that might not be the most fun thing about owning a Christmas business, but it's essential to making sure that it survives and can continue.
It's true. It's true. And you can make it as cozy as possible too. Like being okay with knowing you have to do those kinds of things to keep your
Mhm.
business going. you have to have a positive mindset going into it.
Corey, we know that you also have some gift recommendations for our listeners, and I asked you to pull from two categories: your best sellers and also your new designs, because you're always creating and are always inspired by all the holiday cheer and festivities. So let's start with your first recommendation. That's a bestseller. It's your Red Sky Winter Forest pillow. What can you tell us about this pillow?
Yeah. So I put it in the shop because I loved it so much, but didn't think it would really take off. It has a very vintage vibe. It could go anywhere from the 50s to close to the 80s, really. It's just a winter forest scene with a red sky behind it. And I have had the best reaction to it. I was blown out of the water.
Yeah, the Red Sky's so unique. It's almost like this lo-fi vibe,
Yeah.
which is really cool. And I see that it's low in stock. I'm like on QVC. Listeners, only 5 left. But
Right.
yeah, it's very understated too, which I like. It's not all that glitz. I know there's a place for glitz and we like glitz. We like the sparkle, but if
Yeah.
you're someone who likes understated design, this would be for you.
Yeah, it's a nice blend of all those primary Christmas colors, red, green, and white.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons it was so popular in the past few years.
And then your next bestseller, The Weary World Rejoices Canvas Sign. This is what we're talking about. One of those easy peasy decorations, adds a lot of pep to your house, but is not something that is going to be hard to find storage for or anything like that. Tell us about this sign. How did you come up with it?
Shockingly, I came up with this sign in 2020 when we were going through COVID. I was thinking of different Christmas phrases, and we were all on the struggle bus at that time. And I'm like, how cool to have a weary world rejoices sign. And then I painstakingly did all of those little holly leaves on there
Oh,
one by one digitally. It was quite the process, but it really took off. And I have had so many people tell me that it really brought a ton of cheer into their home. And it's continued to be a steady seller. It kind of has this farmhouse vibe a little bit. It's like faux calligraphy because I don't do calligraphy, but I did it digitally. But I really wanted to have kind of a rustic farmhouse, cozy feel to it when we were going through everything we were going through with COVID.
It still feels as timely as ever.
Yes.
That makes total sense as an origin story, but also going into a holiday season after an election year, I think we'll need this all the same. I agree. It has a really lovely, rustic, homey vibe.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
and you nail the color schemes because once again, it's not overdone. Of course, there's a place for being overdone and yada yada. So your new designs, you have a lot going on, and I know you do custom orders and all that jazz, but these are two that you flag as being excited about. So the red sled pennant. And listeners, before we signed on, I thought that it was penance, maybe like a fine wine.
Yeah, it's so fancy.
And hey,
So tell us about this new design.
again, I'm a total vintage Christmas lover, and I wanted that kind of cozy old school sled situation that could translate into different decades again. I wanted to go really far back. A lot of the times I'll focus on 50s Christmas because there's just a certain vibe to it that I love. But this, I just want it to be simple, easy to look at, and it really pops with other reds around it.
Yeah, there's a nice variety of snowflakes, which is really fun. A lot of whimsy.
I love even the way that it's staged in the photo. Like it shows you how it can bring out the reds in your decor. If you're a red heavy Christmas home, this is a great addition.
And it also really lends to farmhouse as well. I don't always intend to, but a lot of my designs really tend to go farmhouse style. But I think that kind of speaks to my cozy Christmas thing that
Hmm.
I'm always searching for.
And the Joanna Gaines effect that has taken over us all.
It's out of our power.
Right. So your last new design that you flagged, of course, you have many other new designs, and I also want to state you have many other bestsellers, but we're just, for the sake of time, flagging a few. Your Merry and Bright Elves. It's another pennant. It's a really cool, fun one. How did this come to be?
Again, vintage Christmas. I'm a one trick pony sometimes. I really wanted to give that kind of ethereal, super old school elf situation in this one, like the kind of coney hat and the faded out colors a little bit. I was looking at this elf line once I finished it, and the background looked chalkboardish to me. And I just came up with adding the Merry and Bright and the red background, and it just worked. I love this on a pennant, but also the pillow is really popular as well, or the pillow cover. Most of my customers just do pillow covers. It's just easiest throughout the
Mm.
season. I was going for cozy, rustic effect.
I could see this hanging in, I mean this in a compliment, like a bar, like you know those new bar, those new bars with the brick walls, and they're like, "Oh, let's get some
Oh,
Christmas vibes in
Yeah,
here."
this bar would be in a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie, to be clear.
It's a cozy bar. It's not one
I
you're
love
stumbling
that.
out of.
I also love how mischievous the elves are looking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you mentioned the chalkboard look in the background, it makes me think that this is like Santa's classroom, and these are 5 dunce elves that were up to no good, and now they're in the corner waiting to go back to the class. I also love how all of their hats, they all have a different variety of stripes. It's a kind of design where you end up just lovingly soaking it in because you're trying to find all the details are just a little bit different in each elf. It's really nice that way.
Yeah, thank you. And I like your backstory for that. That's great.
Yeah, Matt can help you with the copywriting. He'll come up with all the narratives for every item. Corey, was wonderful to have you visit our workshop, or actually, we visited your workshop. Excuse me. We flew to Claus Central, and we had an elf of a time.
Yeah, love it.
And our listeners are also getting a gift from you. And I want to be clear, this is not an ad of any sort. You're saying behind me with a snow globe ready to patch my head. If I don't plug Claus Central, but we generally just think the store is so cozy. And in the spirit of a gift guide, why not have a cozy friend of the show who excels in that and has a lovely business? And as a gift to listeners, everyone will get 20% off on all pennants through December with the code ALLCOZY. And Corey, does it have to be in caps?
No,
Okay.
Etsy will default to caps.
Okay, wonderful. So just all cozy, and you can get 20% off one of the lovely pennants, maybe one of the best sellers or the new designs. Your choice. Code all cozy.
And Corey, where can people keep up with you on social media and find your shop?
Social media, I am on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Pinterest, all under Claus Central.
Perfect. And we will have a link to those platforms as well as the code for the discount and the links to the best sellers and favorite new designs we mentioned on the show today. Thank you again, Corey, for taking the time to add a few items to our cozy gift wish list. Excited to dive in and get some pennants with the discount. Thank you again for offering that to us and our listeners.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. I've been listening to you guys for 5 or 6 years, and you just make my work day when I'm able to put an episode on.
That means so much. You are an OG. Thank you for sticking with us that
Yeah,
long.
that's amazing. I'm so glad this could work out and we finally get to meet you and hear about your lovely store, Claus Central. And that is quite the name that you snagged it. I'm sure years from now, someone's going to be like, I'll pay you a bundle to get that name.
I hope so.
Thanks again, Corey. And we hope you have a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you to Corey for gifting us with your presence. Before we dive into our gift recommendations for this year, I think it's time we sit back and relax with a little tea time.
Yes, and I will kick it off. And before I do, actually, Matt, I want to ask you, because we attended the Hallmark Christmas event last year, did they give you tea in your gift pack?
I don't think I got any tea. I just got wine.
Okay, I just got wine, but I heard a rumor, AKA, I thought you told me. Okay.
No, just the wine. And it's frustrating because I found it once at World Market, but it's really hard to find again. And I know it's easily available online, but there's just something about buying wine online that is like a bridge too far for me. I don't know what that is. Someone can tell me what's going on in my brain about that. But no, I was just gifted wine and no Hallmark Channel tea.
Okay, good. 'Cause I didn't want to do something that you had already tested. And actually, Matt, I know you're a big World Market fan. They are selling this at World Market. Got mine on Amazon. It's from the Republic of Tea. And I guess the Republic of Tea.
It's a country.
Yes, we're planning a cozy trip.
Yeah, but they have a horrible dictatorship in the Republic of Tea. Thoughts and prayers go to the people there. I'm sorry, I'm being silly, listeners.
Okay, that bit's over. So you sell it on Amazon. Because when you go to the Republic of Tea's website and you go to put in your cart, it takes you to Amazon. I don't know what the partnership is or who has stake on what, But anyway, I wanted to try it because when we release this episode, we're going to be deep into the Hallmark Channel Countdown to Christmas bonanza. So this flavor is gingerbread cookie. And there's another flavor that has cinnamon. And I just feel like there's just too much cinnamon going around when it comes to holiday teas. So I was like, oh, I'll try something different. The reviews aren't great. I'm not going to lie. A bad review or a really big red flag warning will not stop me from buying something. So this tea is a little bit too sweet for me, but I think it nailed the gingerbread flavor because a lot of folks were saying, oh, it doesn't taste like gingerbread, doesn't taste like gingerbread. I don't know what they're talking about because I really took in the ginger. I just think it's way too sweet for my taste. But hey, what did I expect by getting the gingerbread cookie flavor? So you get what you ask for. 36 tea bags for $14.99. I say try it. There's a companion tea, as I mentioned, something cinnamon. So, two options to choose from. Why not? Be festive and drink it while watching your favorite Hallmark movie.
Would you say it leans too much into the cookie side of gingerbread cookie?
Yeah, too much of an artificial sweetener. Sometimes with these cookie cake, because my other one that I reviewed, strawberry shortcake, I think for the birthday episode, I was really wanting that cake flavor because I'm going to celebrate festive cake, and it didn't have that at all. Now it's going too far to the other side. I'm getting way too much sweet cookie. But maybe if I'm in the frenzy of the holiday season, I'll say, bring it on.
Bring the sweetness.
Load me up.
Now that you spilled the tea on how this tastes, what's been going on in your life, Julian?
I just got back from a lovely trip to Boston, New York, and Chicago. I started in New York, then went to Boston, then finally in Chicago. I went the second to last week of October. So I went in the height of the spooky season. And as you know, Boston, pretty much there's no comparison when it comes to Halloween and fall. The decorations that I saw there were so cozy, so unique, so special, so nostalgic. And I don't want to pete on other states, but they really have it on lock. And I've noticed that we are slowly transitioning back to those cozy, nostalgic decorations. Of course, everyone's going to have their blow up stuff, and no hate to the blow up decorations, the big skeletons, whatnot. They all have their place. But it was just the fine attention to details, and the fall spirit was alive. And I spent one morning in Beacon Hill and I had an apple cider mimosa. Then we went to all the stores that were outfitted with decorations and little knickknacks that you could buy. And I wanted to buy everything. I can't even describe this stuff that I found. But what was really special was there's this new shop in Beacon Hill. It's a cat cafe. So just imagine this old brown stony brick building, and in the front window are sleeping cats. There's all these Halloween decorations in the window. The black cat is sleeping next to a ghost. Fall leaves are dropping down. You're walking on the red brick path. Everyone's in good spirits. The beautiful sunny weather in Boston. Everyone's out, fresh air. There's a red, orange, yellow leaves above you and just many cobblestone paths. And you walk into this cat cafe and they have wonderful drink assortments of pumpkin, chai, latte, and apple cider, this and that. And you can see the cats walking down the brownstone stairs, and there's stained glass paintings of cats. It's just amazing. It's a lovely place. It wasn't there when I lived there. And then they have a cat bookstore in the back to boot. And this might sound weird, but I don't know why I found this really cozy. To get to the bathroom, I don't know what it'd be called. You step on this manual elevator, you press a button, and then you go down.
Oh, like a platform that you descend
Yes, a
on?
platform. I thought it was thrilling. I've never been on one.
That's very exciting and almost a little superhero Batman-y to go to the bathroom on that.
It was really at first I
Not
was
on
scared.
that, but as a transportation method to it,
Yeah, no,
correctly?
yes. I thought it was gonna be like the Tower of Terror where you just drop down. So I was shaking my boots when we got on that thing. I thought we're just gonna drop right down because it wasn't a far drop. But anyway, we slowly went down. I just thought it was amazing. What a great space to have a cat cafe in Beacon Hill on the main drag with the cobblestone and the beautiful fall scene outside. Those cats are lucky to live in that place. Maybe I will be a stray cat. Sign me up.
You look in the window and it's a bunch of cats, then Gillian with her beat up cat ears from last Halloween, licking her arm.
But yeah, no, it was just the perfect fall day. I think it was one of the best days I've ever had in a long time because I completely disconnected from work. I just went shopping and got all my Halloween stuff, knickknack after knickknack, lovely drink after lovely drink, and just soaking up the fall vibes and all the awesome Halloween decorations. It was a great day.
That sounds fantastic. On your note of tired of teas with cinnamon, I have a tea that is advertised as brimming with cinnamon. I'm drinking Celestial Seasonings Bengal Spice. It's an herbal tea and has cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, and cloves. It's their interpretation, they say, of chai, but without milk and sugar, although they recommend adding to it. And I love it. It is such a wonderful, full bodied flavor. I recommend it. I really love this tea. And it doesn't even have to steep that long for you to get just a really full herbal flavor. All of those are very strong spices and they come through beautifully. I like it a lot. I enjoy it.
And the fact that it's caffeine free is great because some folks don't want to get caffeinated with their tea.
Yes, I would love a caffeine plus version of it myself, but I'll take caffeine free.
Sounds lovely. I was speaking about being anti cinnamon, but maybe this will be the drink for me. You're selling me on it.
I'll give you a packet next time I see you. I have a lot.
You've also been traveling around town. What have you been up to and who have you been seeing and taking in?
So this last weekend, I attended a wedding of our dear friends, and congratulations, Peter and Jonathan, if you're listening. I don't think they do, but just in case. It's always lovely to attend a wedding where you get to reconnect with friends. These are a lot of folks who are from the East Coast and who are living there, and it was so great to see them and reconnect. Just cozy to celebrate their love and to reconnect with old friends. All of that just made it a really cozy weekend by itself. But they also had the audacity to have the most perfect wedding, from a cocktail hour the night before where we got to warm up to the ceremony itself, which was in a restaurant that transitioned beautifully into the dinner with flowing drinks that were delicious. And my favorite cozy detail about their wedding was that because it was in a restaurant and they serve family style, so everything was brought out to the tables and then you shared the items from there and they knew the dietary restrictions. And so they balanced the vegetarian stuff and the pescatarian things because pretty much there was only one meat item. Everything was either fish or veggie. And it felt like a casual, very elevated, but casual dinner with friends reconnecting versus that kind of like they're taking your plate away, they're giving you a new course, and they just kept adding food to the middle of the table. And it was really delicious, first and foremost, but a cozy experience.
That sounds absolutely lovely. And I agree with you. Relaxed weddings where it's just all about connecting with people and being there for whole bachelor quote, being there for the right reasons. And, getting to really spend time with the people you miss and celebrate their love and their marriage. Because sometimes it can just be, especially when you go to so many, you can lose sight of what's important. It becomes robotic. Oh, I have to get the card and what am I going to wear? And then, like you said, just the process of passing around plates and it gets just really hectic. But seems like their wedding just slowed things down and got everyone in time to really enjoy the day, which is lovely.
Well, from passing out plates to passing out gifts, let's shake our holiday snow globe to reveal our gift guide picks for 2024 and our sixth annual Cozy Gift Guide. I know all you listeners, you wait with bated breath for this list to come out before you know what to buy your friends and family at all. So I know you are depending on. I'm kidding. I hope at least like one person gets
I was
like
nodding
one
along.
item. Jillian was like totally bought into that. Also, I would love to hear if you ever have been inspired by anything on our list. That would be truly amazing to hear because one of the first things we do when we compile our list, I don't know about you, Jillian, but sometimes I do cheat a little bit and I do look at other gift guides to be like, is there something in here that's going to ring a bell? And I have to say, 99% of the time, leave disgusted from these gift guides that you see some AI bot put it together. It's the most uninspired, average crap you could possibly compile. And I really have to say, for better or for worse, we have some quirky picks, some picks that are truly from our heart. And we hope you can tell the difference. And also, by the way, I often take Jillian's gift recommendations and A, give them to her, but also B, use them to give to other people. So I really rely on Jillian's recs personally. So let's hear Jillian's first recommendation. What is the first item on your list this year, Jillian?
Well, Matt, first I want to say I also take inspiration from your gifts, and you're right on the money. There's no inspiration in those gift guides from some behind the scenes. Moving on. My first pick for those who want to keep Halloween going, welcome this witchin' kitchen helper from Ototo. It's Agatha, a mini silicone witch, and it will hold your spoon in place on any pot, riding it like a broom. So when I compile my gift picks, I try and think of it as in categories. Then for the food lovers or if someone who's always in the kitchen, this would be a cute stocking stuffer. There's a lot of witchy cooks in our lives, I'm sure. I know I have some. And this would be just a wonderful solution and a cute one for those who don't know where to put their spoon. I don't have a spoon holder. I'm always putting it down somewhere, losing track of it. And so just to have this cute little silicone witch, which has a name, Agatha, and it's in purple, pink, and I've also seen it in black. Really cute. Just throw it in the stocking stuffer. And I think those folks who love Halloween and love fall and don't want to see it go will have this nice reminder of the season in their kitchen.
I've been so obsessed with Agatha all along, the Disney show with Catherine Hahn, that I half expected to see like a Disney Catherine Hahn themed spoon. So, what a delight to see this little kitchen witch here to hold your spoon on your countertop. She's such an extra item. I can't imagine having the counter space for her, but I do love the whimsy of this item. And I love the first review too that says, she doesn't fit on any of my spoons or pot handles. Still love to have her perched near the stove.
Okay, hey, I read that review too, but I saw people on TikTok, and that's always accurate and real, putting Agatha on their pot. So it's supposed to click in place. You just
Mhm.
have to position her in the right way. So I should have been clear on how it works. Yes, you can just put it on your countertop, but you can also have her on place riding her spoon broom on the pot. Or you can also use her as a prop to keep the lid open. So an easy way to release the steam. There's plenty ways to use her. Oh, I'm turning red. Oh my god. It goes for 16.95. What a steal. I don't really go for practicality all the time. It's just something that if someone comes into your house, they say, wow, that's a cute little thing. And or something to give you a little smile on your face. That's how I curate my list. I go with whimsy. And I'll just be zany and say, oh, cloud blankets. Oh, it'd be cool to have a blanket that's like a cloud. But anyway, Matt, let's go to your gift, your
I
first
have
one
to
on the
say, before I
list.
get to my gift, I'm definitely going to get this for you because I can't wait to hear about the battles you're going to have with your partner about its inclusion in the kitchen.
It's machine washable.
I'm going to skip to one item on my list that's also keeping the Halloween vibes going. We're dropping this list earlier than usual, but we know that gift buying starts ASAP after Halloween is over. So we want you to be prepared. That being said, because the Halloween vibes are influencing the show, they're a little more present. Here's another one. And I really meant for Jillian and I to record like a video in this because I got her one of these and I got myself one of these because it's such a ridiculous item. It's a Disney Hocus Pocus hooded blanket. It's made by Hallmark. And it's basically, think of a Snuggie or really a cape that's hooded. And it's modeled after Winifred's robes. It even has the gold trim in the middle with the moon designs on the interior. It's very detailed actually in the front. And the funniest detail is that it has a red haired hood made from a minky fabric. There's a large button to secure the blanket around you and two inside pockets on the corners. You can keep your hands cozy and warm and cast your spells from within the blanket. So if you have a Hocus Pocus lover and you want to see them make a fool of themselves, buy them a Winifred Sanderson Hocus Pocus hood and blanket. Everyone looks ridiculous in this thing. When you have the hood up and you have the Winifred's quote unquote hair on, it looks like you have a chicken nugget like on your head. It's just gloriously stupid. And one of my favorite new things that I own. And I hope, Jillian, you've been wearing it a lot this holiday season.
I surprised my partner in it. I just walked into her office in it. Didn't really have the reaction I was hoping for. Really, no reaction. I guess they're just expecting me to
She's
do
like, looks
stuff
the
like
same to
that.
me.
But yeah, this is a wonderful gift. So speaking of someone who's received it, the quality is really great, I think. It's high quality. It's very soft and it will definitely keep you warm. And Matt, I have not seen you in it yet. So we'll have to fix that.
Yeah, I'll have to reveal my look. And if I haven't mentioned it, that is $44.99.
Going from blankets to a hard pivot to anxiety bookshelf. What's an anxiety bookshelf? I had never heard of it. I don't even know how I stumbled upon it, but I think it's a great gift for someone in your life who might be anxious or needs to relax a bit, or to someone who just likes a calming activity. It's exactly like it sounds. You buy a miniature bookshelf with a variety of miniature books and you shake it up so you can close a little door in the bookshelf and then you can organize the shelves again. So there's some people who really like to organize things or who have a lot of fun switching up their books all the time. This would be great for you, especially if you're on the go, because I found one of these anxiety bookshelves that are a pocket version. So it's something I can take on the go when you're traveling. Maybe you're an anxious flyer, take your anxiety bookshelf with you, shake it up, start organizing those books. I just think it's a cute, really unique idea. It sounds zany as I'm saying it.
I mean, I'm imagining the person next to me shaking up like a little mini bookshelf and then creaking open the thing and putting it back and be like, what is this lady doing?
Yeah, maybe do it in private. It's just something that's so sweet for those folks who are big book lovers and are also anxious. And we know they
Yes,
often go hand in hand.
they do.
The anxiety bookshelf pocket version that I found has 60 books and it's all handcrafted, which I think is really special. The company, which is also anxietybookshelf.com, warns against finding dupes on Amazon because they won't be handcrafted. And these folks are the inventors of the anxiety bookshelf. Pick it up. I think it's something that could also be a stocking stuffer. You'll have to explain it to the person you give it to because they might just think it's a little knickknack to keep around the house and might not know the purpose of it. It's for $29.95. For being something that's handcrafted and unique, I think that's a decent price. And you can have it forever to ease your nerves.
I fidget quite often because I play Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. I have all these 20-sided die like lying around the place. Imagine David Bowie in Labyrinth, how he's like moving the crystal balls. I do that with 20-sided die like quite often. I have to stop myself from clanking them together while we're recording constantly. But I find it to be so helpful when I'm focusing on something to have something to fidget with. And so if there are people like me in your life who use fidget items just to help focus and to keep hands busy, this is a great gift for them.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. You don't have to be anxious to use this. You can just be someone who wants to focus and to be fidgety.
Exactly. Here's another book item for our listeners. And listeners will also know that the topic of this book is no stranger to our show. It is a Great British Bake Off recipe book. Now, they come up with a series of them. I think this is like the 15th in a series for them. Like they've been on for a long time. They have a new cookbook out practically every year. But I wanted to mention this one because the topic is comfort bakes. And so this is actually currently out in the UK, but it is coming out in the US on Tuesday, November 5th. The sticker price for the book costs $32.39, but I'm sure you can find a better deal somewhere online or when it actually is released. So in this Great British Bake Off cookbook, again, topic being comfort bakes, they dive into all the ways that baking can be warm and cozy. They're designed to be for family get-togethers or really bring up a sense of nostalgia and are generally hearty and warming for cozy nights. One other word they put in the description for the book is low effort, and that is the one that is speaking to me the most.
Mhm.
But if you have a baker in your life who is also a fan of the Great British Bake Off and they like feeling cozy, this might be the gift for them.
And that cover is so cozy. The person who's on the cover is wearing a really lovely, I don't know, comforting gray sweater, and the cake in it looks stunning. Maybe the cake on the cover doesn't look so low effort, but I might be surprised. Maybe that is a low effort cake. I agree with you, Matt, though. I need a low effort when it comes to
Yes.
baking. I can't have too many steps.
This book makes me think of a coworker that I had who, when she was anxious, like Kristen Wiig in Bridesmaids, would bake at night before she could fall asleep. And I feel like this is the kind of book that person reaches for when they just can't fall asleep. They need to bake.
I wish I had that issue when I just can't sleep. You won't want to sleep on this next gift. One of the coziest things about Christmas is collecting and creating a mini cozy village. And Patty Wax's ceramic incense and tea light holder combines the best of both worlds, acting as a collectible and a tea light incense holder in one. So I personally love number 4, which is the English cottage, and number 6, the East Side house. If you're looking for something with a holiday festive flair, go with the East Side house because it has Christmas lights and a wreath on it. Really sweet, adorable, and the incense will come out of the chimney. So it really looks like it's a house in action with the smoke coming out. It's really cute. But just beware though, one of the reviews on the website compared the collectible to can of soda just for size proportions. It's a lot smaller than it looks on the product page. I found English Cottage number 4 on Patty Wax's website, but the number 6 Eastside House, that might be a new one. I can only find on other websites. And I found number 6 Eastside House on the Urban General store. So keep me posted. It's for $26, which I think is a fair price to create lasting memories because you can pull out each number from this collection throughout the years, build upon it, and at the end, you'll have this wonderful, cozy village. And as we talked about with Corey, this could be an heirloom to pass down. I love a cozy village. I wish I could live in these miniature houses in a perfect world.
I think this is so cute. I love how it's pulling a double duty as a tea light and incense burner. And I like how it's designed so that the incense smoke smolders through the chimney. I think that's so clever and so cozy. It's going to look like a little village if you have multiple of them. I think this is really cozy. I like the size. I like that it's compact and that it's not going to take up too much space. And also that the fragrance is Palo Santo. That's going to smell awesome. So this is really cozy. I love this item. I want it.
Well, I know. It's easy shopping for me.
And I want the one with the wreath on it. That being said, I also like that this English cottage one, it's year round. You can keep it out.
That's true.
It's a tough
Tough
decision.
choice. Yep.
I'm surprised how much our items have rhyming natures to them because my next one's a house. It is the mid century modern gingerbread house from World Market. This is a really easy gift that's really meant to be not just something you give to somebody, but something you plan to do with them. It's an activity. It's $16.99, fun for the whole family. Look, we've all done pre-made gingerbread house kits. They taste terrible. I have no intention to eat this. You could if you wanted to, but the joy is in building it. If you want to take a break from the snow and build a gingerbread house that belongs in Palm Springs, this is the kit for you. It has these really beautiful pastel colors and candy that's meant to look like glass and different intricate patterns. And it ends up looking like a mid century modern house. And it comes with all the accessories you need to achieve your stylish home, your throwback look. And I was desperate to get this after I saw it on the shelves last year because we have a mid-century modern house, my husband and I, in St. Louis, and we were like, we were home for the holidays. Let's build our mid-century gingerbread house to match. It was gone by the time I got there. That was like maybe 2 weeks before Christmas. I'm not making that mistake again. Before this episode drops, I'll have already ordered mine. So don't worry about me, listeners. I already got it. It's already ready for me to make this year. But I'm looking out for you. If you're interested in doing this, these World Market gingerbread houses sell out quick. I recommend just grab it while you're thinking about it. It's not like it's going to go bad. It's, a horrible preserved gingerbread pre-made kit, but you'll have fun making it with your friends or family.
Yeah, this is so neat and creative. I've never seen anything like this. And I think we're all tired of putting together that classic gingerbread house and everything's falling apart and you don't get anything different out of it. And let's switch things up this Christmas. My partner wanted a mid-century house, couldn't find one here in LA. So this will be the perfect consolation prize. I'm going to pick this up and this will do the trick and fill that mid-century modern hole.
Exactly. What other gingerbread house has a carport?
Can't beat it. All the fine details, those stones on the wall or front wall are so clever and cute.
Gillian, what is next on your list?
Well, you know that we love mugs here at All Things Cozy, and sometimes you need to gift your loved one with the ultimate mug that will become the crown jewel of their collection. For me, that's Noon and Moon's Pastoral Panorama Coffee Mug. As the site notes, the enchanting mug is a canvas featuring hand painted pastoral scenes encased in decorative frames reminiscent of a stroll through a fairy tale landscape. And when I saw this mug, my breath was taken away. I just love it. It's unique and otherworldly, and it's just perfect for daydreaming while sipping your favorite coffee. I agree with the fairy tale landscape vibes because each frame is almost like a portal into a different world and just something that I could look at all day. And when I drink my tea or coffee, I'm often just zoning out and thinking about different things. And I think this would be a great mug to feel inspired in the morning or getting your day started. It's just lovely. Everyone has to have that one mug that is just a standout piece. And I think this Pastoral Panorama coffee mug is.
Yeah, this looks like it belongs in the Central Perk from Friends. Like it has that 90s bohemian aesthetic, but it's so handmade and crafted. Every lump and bend feels very intentional. But the real special thing here are these mini landscapes that they painted into the sides. You're right, you can just escape into it, and knowing that so much love and attention went into the crafting of each mug, I would struggle to drink out of it knowing that if anything happened to it because listeners, you may not know this, but Jillian has smashed so many All Things Cozy mugs.
Right.
I don't ask why or the details, that's her business, but we just have to keep ordering her more. So I worry about this beautiful art piece in Jillian's possession, but maybe one of you are a more responsible mug owner and can really enjoy the artistry in one of these.
You're right, Matt. I should stay away from this and just only have it in my dreams or put it high on a shelf that I can't touch because it is a bit pricey. And on our list, we always have to have something that is a little bit, I say selfish, but what's the word? Indulgent. And this retails for 72. But think about the fact that you're getting the craftsmanship and you're escaping into other worlds. And you have these beautiful, unique paintings around the cup in these frames, aka portals. So I personally think that it's worth it. My partner probably think differently and probably give me a baby safe mug or a sippy cup.
From the indulgent item to another stocking stuffer that's really meant for you to stuff other things into it. This is a book sleeve, and I didn't really know what a book sleeve was. I'm sure our listeners who are avid readers are like, "You've never heard of a book sleeve? You don't have a book sleeve?" No, I don't. When I was researching items for this episode, I just started to go to all the stores online that I love to shop in and was like, if I were making my own list for things that I want, because also, little meta moment, oftentimes my loved ones will listen to this and buy me things from this list. And I'm like, it may as well be something that I know I want in case they do that. So anyway, I love bopping around Barnes and Noble's gift section. It's just the most eclectic crap ever. And so when I was looking around, they had a book sleeve and I was like, what is this? And it's like a waterproof protector. Think of a laptop case, but it's like more book size and it has outer pockets. But the key thing about it is it's like a zipper top that's tight and it's a very durable and waterproof fabric that like literally your Diet Coke could spill in your backpack. Hope that never happens, but your book would be safe inside of it. You might be wondering, what are we reading that needs to have a little slipcase every time? I always get a little sad if you're a book freak like me when I put a book in my backpack, I'm traveling with it, and the corners start to get bent, and maybe I put it in wrong and I put it recklessly, and now like bent out of shape, or like I accidentally folded over like the cover. These things happen, and this is the kind of thing that will help you prevent those tears and those sad moments where you horribly torture your loved book. I thought this was such a simple and fun thing for the readers in your life. I picked out the Zodiac Sun and Moon book sleeve. It has a nice kind of 90s Zodiac vibe to it, very Smashing Pumpkins, I thought. I found these after going to Barnes& and Noble, deciding they were charging too much for what I would wanna pay for a book sleeve, and going to Amazon and being like, "This is a better price." The one I found is $12.89 and has great reviews. So, maybe a book sleeve is just what your reader needs.
I am with you, Matt. I also never heard of a book sleeve before, but it's a genius idea, especially for their library books, because you want to keep those in,
Yeah.
yeah, special condition. And if you're traveling or you're commuting to work, it's such a smart idea because I have had that happen, water bottles spilling on books, and it's not a good scene. So this is really cute, and I like how whimsical it is.
Jillian, what is the final item on your list?
Well, I've never think I've picked a gift this expensive, but I saw your last pick was high up there, the dollar signs. So, okay, well, I'll try and find something to match the indulgence, and I definitely found it. It's the Janet Hill Puzzle Advent Calendar from New York Puzzle Company. It retails for $200. Yes, the price tag is shocking, but puzzle lovers will agree that Janet Hill's Puzzle Advent Calendar is worth the price. It includes 24 individually boxed mini puzzles representing holiday paintings by the talented artist herself. Puzzle diehards look forward to the new calendar every year, and 2024's designs reflect the spirit of the season with a beautiful attention to detail. And I can't describe the paintings in words, I won't even try, but they're the type of puzzles that you would frame. And they are genuine paintings, just in puzzle form. I never heard of Janet Hill before or this advent calendar, but I did some research and it's really cute because there are people who look forward to this every year. And one person in the group buys it because it is expensive. On Reddit, they will share each day and they'll have a spoiler, a marker in case you don't want to be spoiled. And so other people can see the painting of the day, the puzzle of the day, and get to enjoy it. And they all really revel in it. And everyone who's bought it, I've read reviews, said it's really high quality and it's just something that lasts. If you want to savor it for next year, I don't think it has the year on it. So if you want to buy it for someone, but you give it to them in mid-December, hey, just let them use it next year. Could be a good family gift, something you do every night with your family. It's just a really cozy group gift, I think. Maybe it's a gift for the entire family.
Hmm.
That could work. That would be a smart way to take the pain out of the price.
Yes, and I agree that this is an item that you can just use every holiday season if you're a puzzle lover and you really have the time more in December to sit down and do a little mini puzzle yourself or with someone you love. This is a great item that you can use year after year. I love that it's reusable and the paintings are gorgeous. They're so vibrant and they suck you in and it's really pretty. The price is a lot. I mean, it is anthropology. I wonder if after the holidays, they might put it on sale and you can then use it for every holiday season with a little bit less guilt. But maybe not. Maybe the Janet Hill fans snag all of these and it won't be left over. I don't know. But this is a really beautiful item.
Yeah, because I do wanna warn that the reason why I linked Anthropologie is because the New York Puzzle Company, it's already sold out.
Mm.
So, yeah, you really gotta get on it, but you're right, Matt. I think that would be a smart move to keep your eye out for any sale post-Christmas. Janet also has a website where I think she has the past advent calendars on there. There's ways to work around it, I think.
My final item is also an advent calendar. And I was really excited about the timing of this episode because it really did allow us to include things like advent calendars, which are so cozy, that trickle of gifts, little things that you care about and brighten your day. I think advent calendars are just such a cozy tradition. And so I'm happy to be able to include them because we're doing this a little bit earlier. And this advent calendar is inspired by the crafting episode that we did, or the crocheting and knitting episode we did recently, where I made a wooble. This was just last holiday season, and it was a reindeer. And I have a friend who is a wooble fanatic and always gets their advent calendars and was telling me all about it last year after they had found out that I made a wooble and I was part of the wooble family. And so I wanted to shout out the wooble advent calendar for this year, and they've made a lot of improvements, but it does have a pretty high price. I mean, Woobles themselves, like a Wooble kit is like 30 to 40 bucks
Right.
just for one. So when you think about it that way, you're getting a lot of value for that brand, but it is still an expensive $140. They ship around November 20th. I know that there are people who don't want to be surprised because they want to open up each day and not know what's in it. So if you're a Wooble head, like maybe skip ahead. But for the rest of us, if I'm spending $140, I want to know what's in that advent calendar. And it's really 4 full-sized pre-sorted kits. It's all beginner friendly. So everything's made for a beginner or a beginner plus. So nothing in here is too complicated if you haven't crocheted before. And Woobles again are designed for the beginner. So this is a great way to start if you really want to begin. It also includes 6 accessories for the Woobles. So like little sweaters that you knit or hats and stuff like that, a custom hook and tin to crochet your way into the holiday season, and also a snow globe, a little mini hand painted snow globe as well. The real surprise, though, and what I love about this is that the box itself, as you open each day, opens into a cabin scene that you can use to display your woobles, chilling in a cozy winter cabin all season long. Here are the spoilers. So, for those of you who really want to know what's in it, you're making an adult and baby cardinal, very cute, a fawn, still on the deer here, and a snowman, and a squirrel with a nut,
Aw.
plus their accessories. But yeah, my favorite detail really is the box itself is part of it and becomes a cozy winter scene that you can put your woobles in and even pack them back up in and take them out next Christmas.
You're right. You really get a bang for your buck here. I remember when you bought the Wooble kit. I'm love that you became a Wooble head. It's so cute. And you're right. It was like, what, 25, $30? And here you get all of these things. And then to have the scene, the stage box, what kid wouldn't love that? Or what adult wouldn't love that? It's absolutely adorable. I'm also relieved to know that it's not 24 days of Woobles, right? It's just 12 days.
Well, yeah, because you have to take the time to knit it and
Right.
to
That's why I was
really
getting
to crochet it.
anxious.
Yeah, so really what you're signing up for is holiday season crocheting. So if you wanna get cozy by the fire and learn how to crochet and really craft this winter, this is for you, or for somebody that you love that loves to do that.
I was really getting anxious that you had to churn out a Wooble each day.
No.
Oh, no. You get to
You
enjoy
make them
them.
over the course of a month.
I love this gift. If I was more skilled with wooble making, I would get it. What a lovely note to end on. And of course, we have a lot of wrapping paper to clean up. But before we channel our inner dad with a trash bag on Christmas morning, let's share some words of warmth. Matt, what words are warming your heart today?
When I think of gift giving, Jillian, I think of the ancient Roman philosopher Seneca, who wrote in his moral essays, "We should give as we would receive, cheerfully, quickly, and without hesitation. For there is no grace in a benefit that sticks to the fingers." I
Wise
love
words.
this ancient wisdom, very wise to give freely, give lovingly, and give with your whole heart this holiday season.
Yeah, and just sums it up. There's really not much more to be said. And my quote is piggybacking off of that to use a corporate work term. We only have what we give. And that's by Isabel Allende. And once again, what more needs to be said?
Such a simple quote, but so deep. I really agree with this, as we know from even thinking about how people are happier when they give and they do things for others. We are what we give to others in the world. A great reminder.
Absolutely. So now that our hearts are full with warm words, let's fill our noses with a festive holiday scent. And I purchased Sur la Table, and I went on a pronunciation website for that. I think it's right. We took a knife class there once upon a
It's
time.
definitely correct. That's the only time I learned it was when we were there physically and they had to say it in front of us. And I was like, oh, that's how you say that.
Yes, we had to pay $100 to learn how to pronounce the store.
That
And
tracks.
I was really intrigued by this candle because it was shaped like an ornament. The one I chose is a red ornament shape and it has gold splattered paint on it. So it's a really pretty combination of red and gold. And the scent is spiced winter citrus, which I thought was very California. And I didn't want to have any pine fir or anything like that. I can only take so much of that. And a lot of holiday candles invoke that. So the scent profile of this candle is orange. That's the top note. And the middle notes, cinnamon and warm cloves. And the base note is cane sugar and lime. And I told Matt right before I came on, I accidentally purchased the regular version of this candle. I thought they were displays, the ornaments. I thought it would be in a box, which makes no sense because an ornament's not shaped like a box. It's whatever. I'll get another one. There's different versions of this ornament candle and in green and white, and you have the fir scent if you're into that. So I can really smell the lime mixed with the orange. It's a really fun tropical holiday vibe, but also very California, which is what I wanted. I'm sniffing it now. It's not overwhelming. It's a really refreshing scent, but it feels indulgent and has a little bit of spice. I'm picking that up. And I love a scent profile that mixes sweetness with that spicy vibe. That's not the most eloquent way of saying it, but you can get what I'm saying. You get what I'm vibing to.
I do. I mean, I love the tradition. It's a Victorian tradition of sticking cloves in an orange and then hanging it. And this is giving you that tradition in a really cute package and candle. And so kick it old school with Sur La Taub's winter citrus ornament. I think that's called like a pomander or something like that, that tradition. But I really like that they're throwing it back to that, bringing in those citrus vibes with the clove. And I love the sugar base. I think that's a really interesting inclusion as well.
Yeah, it smells like a wonderful glass of mulled wine. And even though I messed up and didn't get the ornament shape that I wanted, the color of the candle holder is really beautiful. It's this deep ruby red. So that makes up for it.
And you probably get more wax, if we're really being honest, this way. So you'll have a longer lasting handle.
You're right. And just a quick gift idea to supplement. I didn't have time shipping wise to get this, but it's really cute. Hester and Cook's The Nutcracker box set of candles for $45. I was just thinking back to my childhood and how I went to go see the Nutcracker, and it's just a favorite memory of mine. So, Corey's advice, take some memories from your childhood and try and incorporate into your present life. And it is inspired by the tale of the Nutcracker, obviously. And the gift set features three votives inspired by the Mouse King, the Sugar Plum Fairy, and the Nutcracker Prince. And I will quickly say the fragrance notes. The Sugar Plum Fairy is pine, sugar plum, and amber. The Mouse King is crushed peppercorn, tobacco, and musk. The Nutcracker Prince is eucalyptus, fir, and pine, and it retails for $45, which I think is a decent price for getting a whole set. And I really just want to smell the sugar plum fairy. I think a sugar plum fairy themed candle would be really fun.
Yeah, I love the theming behind this and that you get all these different samplers. It's a really wonderful gift item because even if you don't know exactly what your receiver loves in terms of scented candles, you're going to hit something with this really festive selection.
I can't believe we've reached the end of another gift guide, 6 years going strong.
We're way ahead of Black Friday deals. We are going to get our shopping done early. We hope that our list helped you pick out some fun and cozy items for people that you love, your friends, maybe some coworkers, maybe even yourself if you want to start that Wooble Advent calendar, start a puzzle a day. You have a little bit of a head start, we hope, with this list. All of the links for the items that we mentioned are in our show notes. Wherever you listen to the show, go ahead, look at the information and details. You can click around and add to your cart. You can keep up with us, as always, on our social media. We are at All Things Cozy Podcast on Instagram and Facebook, and we have a Patreon at patreon.com/allthingscozy, where you can give the gift of your support for the show. It's another gift item you can think about, just putting that out there. Anyway, that's enough from us about gifts. We'll be back in your ears in a couple more weeks with a brand new cozy episode. Until next time, stay cozy.